It's harvest time with the cherries now, and surprisingly, thought there's only a few. We've just had a look, and it's more or less loaded on the one side. This is what we've got off so far, and I'm just going to nip up the tree now and crawl my way through the net and have a look, see what else we can find up the top. I'm not sure how good this whole video, because I've got my hand through some net and I can't really see the screen as to how good it is, but there's still quite a few bunches of nice red cherries in there. We've managed to outfox the blackbird this year by the look of it. Well, that's the crop for today. There's still a few needs to ripen a bit on the tree, and there's a couple in there which came off with the ripe ones, but they'll be alright. They'll soon ripen in the tub. That's providing them in there long enough. I'm having a sort out in the brassica cage because there's a few gaps here and there where the broccoli's gone over and gone to seed and whatever. But the next thing I'm going to crop is these roundhead cabbage. They've done really well this year. We've already had one for our Sunday lunch, and I think what we're going to do these is get them up now before they go over, and we'll get them in the freezer. If you look at the red cabbage there, them are just flying. I mean, this net is about 3 foot high and not far off the top, and there's a couple of greyhound cabbage there and there as well. So let's get these roundheads up. I always pull the brassicas up with the roots complete, then take the roots off after, just in case there's any club roots still attached and it infects the soil. So there's one. I've eventually pulled 4 up, which are a decent size. I'll give the other a few more weeks yet. Although there's a lot of leaf growth on them, there's no sign whatsoever of hearts forming. So I don't know whether these are going to be a write-off this year, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt and give them a bit more time. On the other hand, the Savoys are going wild, and I think we're going to have some really big cabbages off those. Here are the 5 roundhead cabbages. I'm just going to take the excess leaves off and chop the root off, then we'll get them in the saucepan, blanch them and into the freezer. And that's another 5 roundhead cabbages, and they'll be ready now to go in the saucepan for blanching. You may recall I sowed some, these are the sweet candles sowed in the greenhouse about March, I think it was, and bit of damage on some of them, but apart from that, not bad for the first ones of the season. Well, I did it in the end. I managed to get the Tumbling Tom's basket into the back garden. The option I'd looked at was to put it in a wheelbarrow and welling it around the allotment exit and all the way around into the front of my house, but I had a brilliant idea this morning when I got up, and I lifted the fence panel up and propped it up with a bit of wood and managed to get it through the gap. I've just put the that's a 10 litre watering can in front of it just to give you an idea of the size, so hopefully you can see some fruits appearing now, so we regular feeding now, we should get a really good crop off that. During the warm weather, I'll lash up a little contraption like this, just a bit of net. Use a bit of wood at the bottom as a balance weight, like, and just to keep the cats out basically, and let the fresh air go in. What I'm going to do, I'm going to put a bit more permanent, put a batten across the top with a bit of guttering, so I can roll the net door up and then just pop it in the gutter to keep it in place till I need to unroll it again. This is going to be the batten which goes actually fixed to the greenhouse, and got this bit of guttering here which is going to act as a tray, a trough, for when I roll the netting up. I'll put it in the tray and it'll just hang there. All be more clearer when I show you when I fix it to the greenhouse. I've marked the centre of the wood, and I've also marked the centre of the gutter. What I'm going to do is just line them up together and put a couple of screws in, retainers, and it'll help when I'm actually do the final fixing with the net, because the net will actually be behind the guttering. And there it is, fixed. It'll have to come off again when I say fix the netting with the final fixing. Even the gutter has no ends on it. I'll still probably pop a few little holes in the bottom just to stop any line water in there from possibly rotting the netting, just in case we have any rain. Now, because the gutter is not lying flat against the board, it's actually tilted, I'll put the holes towards the front because the water will actually drain this way, and that should then get rid of any excess water or anything which is lying there. You'll find I'm using it's actually a wood bit, and I find that goes through plastic really well. So just pop the feel through here. And there we have it. There's 5 little drainage holes there, should do the trick. I've made a couple of little brackets out of some aluminium I've got and stuck on the backs there. You might notice the black marks, the felt pen marks. What I did, I offered the board up just above the door and marked the shape of the ridge of the roof on there, so I roughly know where to position the brackets. What I'll do now, I'll put this whole assembly up against the door and then mark through the back holes onto the frame where I've got to drill through and put a couple of 6mm bolts. I've taken the guttering off now because I'm going to start fixing the net on, and when I put the net on, I've got this whole bit of strip of plastic, old window board where I've ripped down on my saw. It's what I usually use for my plant labels, and I'll put a batten across that on top of the net just to fix it to the wood. I've just popped the batten on now underneath the fabric, and all that's left now is to refix the gutter back. We're nearly there, folks. Next thing to do is to pop a few fixings of the block into the frame. If you remember, I drilled the holes a bit earlier on. Now I've got to go through those slots in the bracket. They're just normal 6mm greenhouse bolts. The last thing I've done is I've just cut a bit of rolled broom style, rolled it round the bottom of the net, and fixed it with a couple of 2 or 3 cable ties along the bottom. And the job's finished. To show you what it is like. Just there it is. That's the net in the rolled up position, as it'll be when the greenhouse door's got to be shut, so the door shuts okay on its own. I don't know how well you'll see this, but after a bit of a struggle, I've lashed a bit of a gantry across onto my pergola, and I've hooked on the Tumbling Tom basket. Show you around the other side. All I need to do now is tap into my auto watering system. The main pipe is up there, you can just about see it. Just tap in there. Might put 1 or 2 in, then down with the sprinkler into the top of the basket. I've cut a couple of lengths of pipe ready to fit in, tap into the ring main of the water. I'll just show the fitting, which connects these are the 6mm 1/4" pipes into the main. That pipe there is the bare pipe, and that's the connector, and that there shows the connector fitted. That just push in. Sometimes if they're a bit tight, if you put the end of the pipe in a bit of hot water, make it a bit supple, you find the connectors slide in quite easily. To fix the connector into the pipe, you have to punch a little hole. I've already done it there. And I've done one just the other side of the bar, because I'm going to put 2 pipes on. This here is the tool, and it just presses into the pipe, makes a little hole, and you push the connector in. That's what it looks like when the tool has actually just pierced the main pipe. So I'll just pull that out now, and the other connector will just pop in with the barb, and it'll hold securely and watertight. Because of the size of the basket and how much water I'm actually pouring in each day, I'm going to put 2 bubble sprinklers in, so I think that should actually see it okay for water. I'm adjustable by screwing the top up and down, and that'll increase or reduce the spray. So there we have the 2 sprinkler heads connected. Because it's connected to the ring main, I still like to be able to isolate each sprinkler. Now I can do that by screwing the valve right the way down and blocking the flow altogether, but to reduce the pressure a bit onto the off the valve, I actually put in a couple of little gate valves. That's those things there, and I'll just put those in about a foot from where it joins the main pipe. It's all connected up now. Just put a couple of 3 cable ties to tidy it up. Put it on manual, and you can see it is sprinkling away. Well, I pulled up the last couple of bulbs of my elephant garlic, and I was pretty happy with the size there. I just popped a little Duracell AAA battery by the side just to give a comparison size, and I'm pretty happy with those. Well, that's another one done, folks. Thanks very much for watching. I was going to do a tour of the plot, but the weather don't look too good out there, so within the next few days hopefully I'll do just a quick whiz round and just let you know what's happening. Don't be a short 10 or 15 minute job. So until then, I'll see you again. Bye for now.